What is up, everyone? Special shouts out to It's Complicated channel. Finally, a new video was posted. Let's get right into it.
The number one thing I don't understand about women. I understand everything about women. They're always
Elvis,
right.
huh?
That's the only thing I do know about them.
Okay, if women are always right, how do lesbians settle arguments?
Have a big lick it out. Yeah, lick it.
He said, have a big lick it out. Now that's funny. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing you like about women?
Pussy. Yeah. And their softness.
Is that how Elvis Presley sounded? Yeah.
And their beauty.
Why is it when a man makes
Kind of looks like Big Ed, doesn't he? Oh my God. Yeah. What if that was Big Ed? Oh my gosh.
money, he feels like he wants more women, but when a woman makes money, she feels like she doesn't need a man?
Damn, look at these rings here too. Wow. But let's continue.
Independence. Yeah.
Men be having money and they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want to do sometimes. But then a woman feels like independent and maybe, what am I trying to say? There are more requirements. Like she just not gonna pick any type of man. She got money, she got her own shit. Like she need a man to meet her on the same level.
Because we're independent women who
Man to meet her on the same level. Interesting.
don't need no man. We're all
Women are
free.
beautiful and they're bad bitches. And they're the creators of life.
Okay, well,
Well, not necessarily. You're not the sole creators of life. Yeah, you have a womb, but men give the spark of life. So you need men in order to repopulate and to have a child. You can't just have a child on your own.
actually they say women are the harborers of life because women can't conceive without a man, so do women create life or do women carry
No,
life?
because men
We
can't
carry,
have kids.
they can't have
either.
kids either.
Well, right, but I'm saying we need
We
each
can
other,
physically
right?
carry them in our womb and let them grow
Yeah.
inside our bodies like aliens.
But it takes two people, right?
It does take
Well,
two
we're the ones
people.
who carry
But
for
we
9
do all the
months, we
work
have
and
to
they get the
push
fun.
it out.
Yeah.
They do all the work, but men get to have the fun. I don't know if I quite agree with that. I don't know if society as a whole quite agrees with that because the numbers say something else. Again, men almost always get the short end of the stick in any situation. As a woman, you could come in and take everything from a man. You could leave him high and dry and with nothing. You could take the kids, the car, the money, the house, everything.
Okay, but doesn't the man do most of the providing though?
Depends
the
on the
time.
man.
I really don't know. Men are controlling. I feel like they don't really want an independent woman.
You know, it's really interesting how a lot of these women, when they talk about men, you know, it's like they talk about men that they don't want. But what of the men you do want? The ones that are actually difficult to get, the ones that are probably not gonna pick you. These are the men that we need to talk about, not the men you don't want.
Honestly, they want somebody they control, somebody who can stay at the house and cook and clean. They don't want a working woman.
I feel like women.
I mean, that's not true. Where the heck did she get that from? Worst case scenarios. And that's what I say. You have a lot of these women, they operate on worst case scenarios. They take the most severe things that they could think of and use that as their fuel. I say all of that to say that's insane.
Women can have anybody at any time, and they don't need to want to have that urge like we as men do. So when they have money, they figure, I got it all. I don't need nobody, and I get that. But as for men, it's never been easy for us to get women. So we want women whether we're broke, rich, or anytime. But obviously we're gonna want women more because we got a little bit of money. Hey, you know, we can put out.
With men, the more money you have, the more you want. It's just something in our nature and our makeup. With women, it's they've been I don't want to say deprived, but they don't have the equal battlefields as us. So when they do make money, it's like, hey, I don't need anybody. I'm independent. I've made it. I'm strong. I can do this by myself.
Well, I don't quite agree with that because you do have women that do get to a certain point and then they pedestalize their worth. That's why you see a lot of women these days saying, I know my worth and all of this other stuff. As far as all it is, you know, as a woman's salary climbs, her position at her jobs climb, generally she wants a guy to be at least on her level or higher. But then, you know, that means typically she's in her mid to late 30s, her 40s. And at that point, ain't no man trying to marry her. I mean, why would any man want to deal with a woman like that?
But with men, we make it and we like, hey, I want you, and I want you, and I want you.
So do you feel like the empowerment of women contributes to their loneliness?
Yes.
100%. 100% it contributes to their loneliness.
Well, in a sense, it can take a toll on them because they start, get on that high horse and they think the world of themselves. And
well, yeah, they think that they're owed everything. That's why you hear a lot of women these days saying, I won't settle for less. I deserve a rich man. I deserve all of these things. And that's why I was asking in my last video, what makes you deserving of someone else's things? What makes you deserving of a man's things?
it puts them in a corner where they don't want to, technically be around, guys like me who aren't making money. And then they get lonely. And in conclusion, I'm lonely because they don't want to open up. I'm too scared to approach them because they got money. It's just a clash of worlds that don't need to exist. We should bind those worlds and join.
Are women attracted to male dominance?
Yes.
What is the difference between the masculinity women are attracted to versus toxic masculinity?
I guess if it's toxic, I don't know. Good question.
Can you repeat that?
What is the difference between the masculinity women are attracted to versus toxic masculinity?
Well, I can answer that. So toxic masculinity is when women hear something they don't want to hear, and it's from someone they don't like or they're not attracted to. Then they use the term toxic masculinity. Whereas if it's from a prominent figure, like let's say the Drakes of the world or the Chris Browns of the world, I always use them, then they would, for the most part, they would change their approach because these guys have the status, the clout, the money to give them this magical life that they think that they're owed or they're worth or whatever, which in reality it never happens. But
Ooh, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
It's a very
only
thin
when
line.
it's convenient.
Can you be more specific?
You can call a female a bitch if you are having intercourse. However, if you did that and it's you're out eating, it's a problem.
Why are there some women who are proud of being bitches?
The bitches.
I don't know, because it's kind of like an empowerment statement.
Because
Dominance.
they feel, yes, it makes them feel dominant in the world.
It might be a self-respect thing, because like a lot of people use that word to describe women who have a lot of confidence and won't take like disrespect, I guess.
Isn't that the female version of toxic masculinity?
She's pretty hot. I like her. She's pretty hot.
I don't think so. I think self-respect is a little bit different than toxic masculinity.
Why is it when men assert themselves, it's not self-respect, it's called toxic masculinity?
I think there is a little bit of a difference between that. Confidence is very attractive, and I think confidence is a good thing, but toxic masculinity is just a little bit more like mansplaining things.
Well, then why not use a different...
Mansplaining things. So in other words, you have no interest in cooperating with a man. Otherwise, he would be mansplaining things that you don't agree with.
word other than being a bitch?
I don't know. That's not something I do.
I don't think we're really proud of being bitches. I feel like we be called like, that's my bitch, this my sister, but that's my bitch, like that's my bitch over there, but like we don't mean like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different.
It's not cool to be a bitch.
Wouldn't that be the female version of toxic masculinity?
Yes.
Yes, and we have it, the infamous resting bee-faced and all of that. We know. Come on now. Are you ready for this? Come on now.
So then why aren't we talking about toxic behavior? Why is toxicity usually targeted towards men?
I mean, we should talk about it on the other way.
I think women can be very toxic.
Yeah, toxic femininity could be a thing if
Could be a thing. No, it is a thing, but it's just not spoken of. You don't hear about it. It's rarely spoken of, you know?
Dive deep enough into it.
Do you believe that a king can crown himself?
Yes, we're all kings.
If everyone was a king, why would a king be special?
Oh, that's a good one. A king, I believe that we're all kings. It's just some kings are more valuable than others. Some people don't feel like they're kings. They, you know, they have their own internal issues. But I believe that, you know, we're all kings. But there's different powers. There's different levels. There's different kings. There's levels to this shit.
Well, you know what? A good king is like a good leader, and a good leader sets a good example, regardless if it wears a crown or not. And for me,
Thug life.
you know, I'm a poor boy. Don't let this outfit fool you. I look like I'm a rich kid, but I'm not. However, I wear the crown whether or not it's on my head, and I treat people like they're in the kingdom of heaven already, and I live in a world like that, so that's my answer.
How would a king have authority if he wasn't recognized by his peers?
Because he doesn't need authority. He's the king. He has powers. It's known. You know, authority is something that when you give to people who don't earn it, they don't know how to use it. They abuse it. You know, a king does not abuse his powers. They know they're a king. They don't need to tell the world about it.
Okay, so basically with certain privileges comes certain responsibilities, would you say? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Why do women often crown themselves as a queen?
Well, usually behind every queen, there's a king, and there's a man probably paying for that. Hey, asshole! Shut up! Usually there's a king behind that queen that's, you know, taking care of that boat. You know, that boat that she's on, you know, with her 5 girlfriends. There's usually a king who's manning that boat, you know. When she's on vacation, and, you know, there's usually a king that's paying for that trip. You know, usually. I'm not speaking on all. I'm just saying usually, figuratively speaking, there's always a king behind that queen.
So can you have a queen without a king?
Very rarely, but yes, there is. I call them SSBs, you know, and they're very self-sufficient girls out there who are grinders, who are hustlers, who don't need no man for nothing. You know, my mom actually taught me that. When my dad got caught cheating, she kicked his ass out 18 years, said, fuck you, and she never talked to a man. She said, I'll suck dick on the corner before I ask that man for a fucking penny. And I was just like, whoa. Years later, it's like...
Oh, that's kind of weird. You would rather blow a bunch of guys off on a corner than be back with your husband that cheated or your boyfriend that cheated, the father of your child. But that just goes to show you how some women think, even the parents of people who are now adults. But let's continue.
Damn, I respect that. You know, like that's life. You know, some women out there, they don't need a man for shit.
Why do women often crown...
Well, the thing is, they do need a man, but they're just so difficult to deal with. They hide behind not needing a man, this persona. But deep down inside, they need a man. They know they need a man. But they know that most men are not going to deal with them because they're difficult to deal with. And again, the older they get, the more difficult they are. They reject all construction. And when you have a woman that rejects all construction, what can you do with her? You can't do anything with her. She's just going to give trouble. She's going to be argumentative. She's going to be disruptive. She's not going to be pleasant to be around.
Themselves as a queen.
I feel like it's a whole positivity thing.
Yeah, like women are more like about, oh, like I have to be positive about myself. I have to be a queen, but men aren't necessarily like that.
You know, that's really interesting. I always notice this thing about self-esteem. So I always hear women say, oh, I have to build up self-esteem first. Self-esteem. So is this something that you don't have and you have to build up to, like kind of like a power level? And once you hit a certain power level, you're good at that point? Because I keep hearing, oh, yeah, you know, her self-esteem. Who cares about her self-esteem if she's a crazy psychotic person or if she's not taking any accountability for herself or whatever? What the hell does that have to do with self-esteem? And how the hell is it anyone else's problem except for her problem? I just don't understand it.
Because like women put themselves down more, so it's just kind of like the whole big positivity thing going.
I don't get that. So they're just at home. I hate myself. I'm not going to believe that a woman is just sitting at home scratching and clawing at her face, screaming that she hates herself, and then the world has to, you know, kind of run in and embrace her, which is what we see on a routine basis. You know, but yeah, that's not of the norm. You keep seeing this, but that's just not how it is.
Going on lately.
Can you have a queen without a king?
Yeah.
Sure, Queen Elizabeth or Queen Bee or something like that,
Queen
right?
Bee.
Yeah, you got the Queen of England.
Maybe the Queen of Elizabeth, over there.
If every woman was a queen, why would a queen be special?
People like to play a role, I feel like, and so a lot of people play a role, and it's not necessarily exactly what they are.
If every woman was a queen, why would a queen be special? I would say a queen would be special because she's different from the other women that think they're queens.
I think what's special about a queen is that she cares about her people. She's like a leader, and she's an inspiration, and she's a badass, and she's fierce and strong, and she holds down the fort, and then she can manage a lot. And I think every single woman has the potential.
Fierce and strong in what sense? I mean, is she out on the battlefield? Is she laying brick? Is she paving roads? I mean, what makes her strong and fierce? Please let me know.
Potential to do that. It's like the feminine goddess energy.
Our women often crown themselves as a queen because they think that because they have pussy, it's pussy power.
Can you have a queen without a king?
No.
One king, one queen on the chessboard. Period.
Is this Big Ed? He looks like Big Ed. I don't know. Is he? I don't know.
Elvis was the king.
Oh,
Do you
shit,
believe
another
that
Elvis.
Elvis can crown himself the king?
He kind of looks like Steve-O.
The people did it because he was a good singer, good actor, had charisma.
The fans crowned Elvis the king, baby.
The people put the crown, the label, the title, the legend on the king. He didn't put it on himself. They put it on him. That's how it has to be.
Okay, and who are the bigger queens, alpha females or gay men?
Gay men.
Gay men.
Yes.
I'm gonna say gay men. Yeah.
Alpha females will always be because they're the original. The gay men are copying, Xerox copying the original. Women are the ones that made the term. My wife, I've been married to 3 prima divas. I call them prima divas. Prima donna divas. They had one of mine from Spain. Biggest titties, most richest one. She was just the biggest prima diva back in LA. Bought herself a Porsche, bought herself a BMW, bought herself anything she wanted because her father paid for it, as well as myself. A prima diva is what that gay man wants to be.
To be honest, gay men, man, because one, they have the attitude of the female, they have the sassiness, but they're a lot stronger, they're a lot tougher. In my time, I've seen some things. I'm in the nightclub industry. I've seen gay people go from, hey, how you doing, sweet, to I'm gonna fuck you up, and I've seen them lay, the biggest muscle dudes out, like crazy stuff. So I would definitely say the gay queen is definitely more powerful than just your average queen.
Gay men. Because gay men take all your husbands, honey. All you beautiful women, your husbands.
Okay. And why does being gay make some men act flamboyant?
So, being gay makes people act flamboyant because of what their past and what they've been through. I mean, some gay people are born gay and other people are brought into it off of a past bad experience.
Is that natural or rehearsed behavior?
Definitely rehearsed, because if it was natural, a lot of people would be gay.
That I don't know. I'm very flamboyant, but like in my own way, I'm more of eccentric. But some people, I can't deal with the extra stuff. Some people are very extra. They don't like. You have your gay people who are gay. They rep that every day. Then you have ones that are extra who like require more attention and more like just I don't know. Some people are like they take it too far.
Is that natural or rehearsed behavior?
Rehearsed.
Why is it often assumed that acting flamboyant makes you gay?
Because of theatrics, and we live in a world of sheep and follows. I'm 36 years old. I've looked like this. I've had rainbow hair for 20 years. a lot of people just follow the suit. If that's what's popping and that's what's working, it's like, don't reinvent the wheel, you know? Fuck it. If this is working for them, if you can't beat them, join them. But it's just also stereotypes, you know? Like when people look at me, you can only imagine what they think. You know, I'm the complete opposite of what they actually think, you know? So I understand stereotypes. A lot of people just think that's the easy route. But I respect the ones who are like, you know, are about that life. Some people are just extra.
If everyone was a king, why would a king be special?
Well, I feel like in a way we're all in the process of establishing our queenship and kingship as far as our lives and our world and in our kingdom goes. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before we all respect and honor each other from that point of view, where we treat each other like kings and queens, because we honor each other's differences and our kingdoms are our own lives. So therefore, when we reach that level of love and respect to equally treat each other like kings and queens, that'll be the kingdom I would definitely love to live in.
Well, that was interesting. I'm going to post the original link to the video in this description. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Go over there and check out It's Complicated channel. Until the next time, peace.